Let's now talk about the most defining symbol of a country, their flag, the ultimate symbol of one's nationality. Whether you're riding into battle or performing at a sporting event, a national flag is a universal way of associating yourself with your country. Each piece of the flag holds a meaning. From the images and the colors used to the history and the beliefs involved, flags serve an important purpose. Now let me ask you a question. How would you feel if your country's flag is changed? If its colors and design are altered? This is something France has done recently. Its flag has started to look a little more blue now, a deeper shade. Paris has switched to using a deeper shade of navy blue from the previous brighter one. Honestly, one can hardly tell the difference. The flag looks more or less the same to the uninitiated, which is why it went unnoticed for a year. This change took effect officially about a year ago. The French president has been using this changed flag since July 2020. That's almost 16 months, but people barely noticed it. Now they have, and they're asking questions. Like, what's the point of it? How does it change things? Is the change even noticeable? Does it imply a shift in policies or perhaps a change in ideology? These are some of the questions that people in France are asking. What does the government say in response? It says the decision was taken by President Emmanuel Macron himself. It was partly political, partly aesthetic. Political because Macron wanted to bring back the navy blue color, which happens to be a symbol of the French Revolution. How is it aesthetic? Because the French and the European Union flags fly next to each other at countless locations. The blue color looks almost identical, or looked identical. Apparently Macron wanted to draw a distinction, so he wanted to make the French flag stand out. Is this an indicator of a rift with the European Union? That's another question that's being asked. Last we checked, France was set to assume EU presidency next year, but France has clarified that the change has nothing to do with that. It says the decision should not be interpreted as an anti-EU gesture. So is it a political move aimed at winning votes? France, heads to polls next year. Macron faces a tough challenge. He's up against a far-right contender, Marine Le Pen. So is the flag change some sort of political maneuvering? Is Macron trying to turn the political tide by touching the deepest symbols of his country? Perhaps. Quick question. When do countries change their flag? Mostly in cases of a shift in political power, or in case of a change in ideology, or in case of a rehaul of the political structure. Take Libya, for example. Since the time it gained independence in 1951, different governments have adopted different flags, national flags. The first flag consisted of a white star and crescent on a triband red, black, green design. It was adopted by the Kingdom of Libya. In 1969, after a coup led by Muammar Gaddafi, the flag was replaced with the Arab Liberation Flag. In 1977, the Libyan dictator, Gaddafi, changed the flag to a green rectangle. He did so to symbolize his political philosophy, mentioned in a book he wrote, which ironically was called The Green Book. In 2011, after the death of Gaddafi, the flag of the Kingdom of Libya was restored. Then we have Malawi. It adopted the first flag in 1964, a rising sun against a black field, with red and green stripes. In 2010, a new government was elected. It altered the stripes to match a pan-African layout. The red stripe went to the top and the black stripe to the middle. The rising sun was replaced with a centered white sun in order to represent economic progress. There was a lot of public outcry over this. In 2012, when a new president was elected, the parliament voted to revert the flag to its original form. Then we have Afghanistan. The country has had 25 flag changes in the last 2 centuries, 25. In the 20th century alone, Afghanistan saw its flag get changed 19 times. The changes have almost always been accompanied with a change of guard. The latest change happened when the Taliban took over. And these were just 3 examples. There are many more countries and leaders who've changed the national flag to represent their policies and their approach. Macron is yet to spell out what he plans to change with this new flag. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.